welcome to Gaming Solo. My name is Rob, your solo gamer friend. This is a Gaming Solo setup of Terra Below, Game 8 of the 13 Games to Halloween series. This game is written by Mike Elliott and produced by Renegade Game Studios. And without any further delay, let's begin the setup. The first thing you want to do is lay your board out, whichever works best for you. Now when you lay this board out, it has two sides. It has a side with the canyon, which you can see right there in the center, and the side without. We'll be playing on the side without the canyon. Next, you want to lay out your tile locations. There are the 5 building tiles you see. You'll see a government facility, a hospital, a motel, general store, and the state police. Lay them out on the locations with the skulls, the cattle skull. And I'm going to lay it out like it shows in the setup design just because. So the government facility, the motel, the general store, state police, and the hospital. Then you want to grab your item cards. They're the cards that have the cowboy hat in the back. Flip them over, go through them, and at the bottom right corner you want to take out every card that has the one with the circle slash through it. Before those cards do not convert for solo play. They're for multiplayer. And it should be about 4 of those cards. Take them out, set them to the side, they will go back to the box. And then take the general store cards, lay them wherever works best for you. I'm laying by near the general store because that's the location you go to when you want to collect an item. Then next, grab the weapons cards. Do the same thing. Flip them over, take out all the cards that have the one with the circle slash through it. There should be about 6 of those. Put them back in the box and lay the weapons where works best for you. I put them here, the police stations where you gather weapons. Then you want to grab the bounty cards and you want to give them a good shuffle. Just like everything else, you want to give a good shuffle. Once you shuffle them up, anytime you go to the facility, that's where the bounties are collected. Or if you want to add a bounty. Then take the top 4 bounties once you shuffle them and lay them in the top row up here where it has the bounty symbol. The bounty symbols are the ones with the money bag signs on them. They're purple, kind of look like this. And then just lay them wherever works best for you. Once again, government facilities where you pick up bounties, so I'll go ahead and drop that there. Then you want to grab your movement cards. They're green cards like that. Shuffle them up real good. And once you get a good shuffle on them, deal 3 to yourself. Don't worry about looking at them right away. Then put the remainder of your cards in a location that you can easily grab and keep your spine. I'll put mine right here by the hospital. Probably a little too low. Let me go a little bit higher. I'll put them right here so I have room to work. Next, grab your character deck. This is a purple deck with a human with the skull on it. Once again, go through the deck. You want to remove all the cards that have the one with the circle slash. It should only be 2 of them. Put them aside. They go back in the box. Shuffle them up. Once you shuffle them up, deal yourself 3 character cards. I'm not going to look at them quite yet. The rest of the character cards will also go back in the box. You want to grab your worm cards, and you want to remove the queen. There's 3 queens in there. Remove them from the deck of your worm cards. Worm cards look just like that. Those queens will also go back in the box. And then you want to grab 4 of the dark colored worm cards. I'll set the worm cards right here. And they look like that. You should have 4 of them. One called the Boomer, the Screamer, Miss Tentacles, and Blaster. And just set them out in front of you. They're not going to come, these cards are not going to be playing cards, but they're your setup cards. And we'll go through the setup on these cards as soon as we finish setting up the rest of the board. You have 3 target tokens. They look just like this, labeled 1, 2, and 3 with the target symbol. You want to lay 3 of those target tokens on top of each of the target symbols in this bottom row here. Next, you want to grab your debris tokens. There's little plastic things that look like rubble, and place them to the side, someplace within easy reach. Then you want to grab your eggs. I got all my eggs and they're different colored eggs, and your victory point tokens, which are these tokens right here, and the eggs right here. Put them someplace within easy reach. I'm keeping them both in this dice tray for ease of grabbing and keeping them under control. Next, you want to select the vehicle you want to play with. We have 5 vehicles to choose from. We have what looks like a station wagon, a little sports car, a military Humvee, looks like a Range Rover, and a minivan or a regular van. Unfortunately, unlike in the movie Tremors, they don't have a truck. I was able to grab the truck for sure. So I'm going to grab the military Humvee and put the other 4 vehicles back in the box. Grab your orange and blue dice, put them someplace within reach. I'm going to put them in this dice tray right here. Grab your solo player card, Player Aid, kind of helps keep you track of solo play. And of course, turn sequence card if you need it. And just put them someplace near you so you can reference to them. So you can reference them. Chew my words again. Now that everything's set out, you want to take the 4 cards you set aside of the worms, and you want to set the board up based upon the layout. So what happens is, to understand the anatomy, so you have the name of the word at the top. Then on the top right, you have the grid coordinates where that worm starts at. Then the center shows the splash radius when the worm surfaces, and that's when the egg is dropped. So if you look at this card, it goes to the left and to the right. And that's how it goes out, the number square showing, that's how many squares you fill up. And at the very bottom shows the health and the damage it causes. So you want to go ahead and set all these up. So I'm going to start with the top one, stack them real quick, Miss Tentacle. So her grid coordinate is 4, blue 4, red 2. So you find the blue 4 and you slide over to the red 2 and you line them up there, and that's where you set them out. And she is a blue egg, so put her on 4, 2, and her splash radius forms an X. So you take one of the debris and put one in each of the locations. Now, regardless of how many worms splash in the area, you're only allowed to have up to 2 debris per location. And if 2 eggs show up in the same location, they cancel each other out. The debris still shows up, but the eggs get eliminated from play. And trust me, you need the eggs because that's how you earn points. So we set up Miss Tentacle. Her card goes out of play. The next one is Blaster. He is a purple egg, and he is in coordinate 5, 5, so right here. And he does the plus symbol for his splash radius of 1 in each direction. Now the Blaster's out of play. Next one is Boomer. Boomer is orange, and he's in 3, 4, so he's right here. And he covers every square around him by 1 radius in a complete square. Now, like I said, if there's already 2 debris there, don't put any more debris. It maxes out at 2. And the final worm we're setting up for is the Screamer. And it goes left and right. And it's purple or maroonish. And it goes in section 2, 3. And it goes out 2 directions on each side. So 1, 2, 1, 2. And then get rid of that card. Finally, your worm cards, right here, grab 3 of them and deal them out face up in 1, 2, and 3. And I pulled 3 Screamers right away. And then you take the targeting token and you place the targeting token for each of the grid coordinates for these Screamers. So the first one's in 5, 6, so this one goes here. Targeting token number 2 goes in 3, 4, which goes right here. And targeting token number 3 goes in 1, 4, right here. Then you deal yourself 1 weapon card and 1 item card. Now you have your movement cards or your vehicle cards. I'll explain how they work during playthrough. And for characters, I drew the U.S. Marine Natasha, Pottery Maker Alan, and Store Owner Will. So Natasha's ability is every weapon Natasha uses deals 2 damage. For Pottery Maker Alan, for each egg Alan is carrying, you gain an additional action point on that turn, which is awesome. And for Store Owner Will, when Will enters play, search the weapons deck for a rifle and take it, then reshuffle the deck. So when you look at the cards right here, that's pretty much, they're very basic cards. And outside of the flavor text with their special ability, that's it. So you choose one you're going to play with, and the other 2 go to the bottom. You only play with 1 character at a time. When that character dies, you get to choose between the 2 remaining characters. But when all 3 characters are dead, you lose the game. You don't get any characters back. For the most part. If you go to the hospital, as I said, as your character dies, you're really seriously injured, I should say, because when you go to the hospital, you can bring that character back into play. Or you heal them, but they don't go back to the top of your deck. Whoever you're playing with that replace them, you have to keep playing with them until they're injured to the point where they're out of play. Then you can pick which one to bring back to the deck. And so I'm going to play with U.S. Marine Natasha, because like I said, she gives 2 additional damage points for when you're fighting the worm. And set my movement cards there, my vehicle cards. And that completes the setup for Terra Below. And once again, thank you for joining me for this setup. And I'll see you on day 8 of the 13 games to Halloween. And have a great day.